I did manage to work on a few features, kind of all performance related. One I wasn't gonna go and do yet, but then I did it anyways. It's not out for review yet. But okay, first of all, this might have been last week, but now filters also work for this optimization that we have where, shoot, I can zoom in on the page, but not here. There we go. Okay. So instead of, yeah, basically we're doing this thing here, which triggers the direct read, as long as we detect that you're on a certain version and whatnot. But another thing that we shipped was basically version aware application of this statement to make sure that you're on a version in which it will work. Because if we check the schema here, I also added it to the open source schemas by default. So we have these alias columns here. They weren't being applied until the direct read optimization would not be able to be applied if it were less than some certain version. But now the newest versions of 26.2, 3, 4, and 5, so like all of the versions that people should be on now or pretty soon, all have the ability to do this properly. So we've added full support for it. And this is like one of the biggest optimizations that we have seen so far. It's one of the big reasons why our charts look so nice at Open House. Another thing, so adding this and full text search index does add some latency, some ingest throughput pressure. Additionally, we have this autocomplete materialized view as well. So adding all of that together kind of puts a little extra pressure on the database. But this is not out for review yet because there's a kink or two that I still have to work out. But I actually have some statements here to actually query the index that I just showed you, that alias on that alias column. We can actually do some fancy searching on that rather than on the materialized view. And then we can strip out any of the log aggregation from the materialized view. I have a benchmark that I'm going to run soon to see, as long as it's still pretty good performance, I think this is a good way to go about it. Then we take a little less pressure and we're not duplicating work that the text index is doing for us anyways. So yeah, these are the sorts of things I've been working on this week. Any questions? Mike?
Do we think when the text index, how do we think this might change if the text index supports positional encoding? I know right now, for example, we tokenize the key and value together. And this allows us to do exact key value searches. But in the future, if the text index supports positional encoding of the tokens, it'll allow us to, I think, be able to create a text index like maybe per row, and then allow us to use the positional encodings to ensure, like, if you do a key equal value lookup, you can still use the entire row that's turned into the index, as opposed to tokenizing specifically key equals value. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I'm curious if you thought about that at all, or are aware of the kind of positional coding work that I think the core team will be working on in the either near or midterm.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that yet. I think I would probably have to sit down and think about if the correctness would be maintained of these sort of statements with that. We would probably have to change the statement a little bit. I don't see why we wouldn't be able to still use that though. I think we can still use it for sure. Yeah. Another thing I guess this is doing is it's actually looking in the system.parts to see which parts we should even query against, because we can just eliminate some text index searches basically if we just limit down the parts and we know that that part doesn't cross the time boundary, basically. So should help overall pretty well. Yeah.
Okay. Another question. So min time, max time, I assume is that the same as timestamp column, since timestamp could differ from, I'm assuming, what's stored in the min time metadata of the part, or is it the same?
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, that's an activity I have to engage with Claude still to figure out exactly how min time and max time are populated. My understanding is that it's resolved from it does some dynamic checking on timestamps columns in the part itself. It might be from a min max index. I'm not sure. That's
Yeah,
one
I
of the kinks
wonder.
that I have to work out still.
Yeah, I wonder if this will be robust enough for correctness. That's, yeah, the only concern. Especially
Yep.
because you could have multiple timestamp columns. So to me, it feels almost ambiguous how this would even be defined.
Right.
That's one
Yeah,
thing to worry
there's
about.
some other paths I could go down as well to do something
Mhm.
smart like this. So
Sounds good.